Have you ever had the uneasy feeling that the source of your inspiration might actually be a misleading indicator? In the realm beyond the visible, the encounter with the white light remains an enigmatic beacon for souls navigating the threshold of existence and the afterlife. For those who are sensitive to spiritual realities and have been chosen for this task, understanding this phenomenon is not just a matter of curiosity. It is a matter that requires your attention. The enigmatic phenomenon of white light has been a universal symbol within various spiritual and religious traditions throughout history. It represents the ultimate, benevolent spiritual signifier, functioning as a beacon in the profoundest darkness. This mystical light is not merely an element of divine encounters, it is a consistent harbinger of transcendence and transformation that resonates with the essence of your being. To those who are attuned to the vibrations of the universe. In Christian mysticism, the white light is regarded as an indication of the presence of God, representing an overwhelming manifestation of purity and divine love that transcends human understanding. This same light greeted Saul on the road to Damascus, transforming him fundamentally and irrevocably. Similarly, in the Buddhist tradition, the clear light is described as the true nature of the mind, which can be observed during deep meditation or the transition at death. This offers a glimpse of the void, which is both the source and the culmination of all existence. Hinduism refers to this light in terms of Brahman, which represents the ultimate reality and the source and destination of all souls. The soul attains liberation from the cycle of birth and rebirth, or moksha, when it merges with this light. This illustrates the light's capacity to dissolve all illusions and reveal the essence of truth. Despite their differences, these traditions ultimately converge on this crucial point. The white light functions as a spiritual compass, indicating the path to enlightenment and liberation. You have likely encountered the traditional depictions of white light as a divine symbol of ultimate reality and benevolence. However, the path of a true seeker requires you to explore beyond the familiar, to question and perhaps challenge these established narratives. Please consider the following perspective, which may be somewhat controversial. We must consider the possibility that the white light, traditionally regarded as a harbinger of higher spiritual realms, may in fact be a signpost to lower, less evolved dimensions. This alternative viewpoint emerges from various esoteric teachings and modern metaphysical thought, suggesting that the white light could be a construct of spiritual deception, a mechanism to recycle souls back to earthly existence without true ascension. Such theories posit that this light is not the ultimate truth, but rather a facade that perpetuates a cycle of control and limitation. For example, Gnostic texts describe the demiurge, a lesser divine entity, who creates the illusion of a heavenly afterlife that souls are drawn to, only to be returned to physical bodies. This cycle impedes the realization of the full potential of the soul. From this perspective, the white light can be seen as a cosmic trap. This beacon does not lead upwards, it leads back to the wheel of reincarnation. Similarly, some practitioners of deep meditation and astral projection have reported encounters with different colors of light, each corresponding to varied spiritual planes. Their experiences indicate that the white light may be one of many spiritual experiences, not the pinnacle, but a component of a more expansive and intricate spiritual infrastructure. As a selected individual, attuned to the nuances of the spiritual domain, it is imperative to examine these perspectives with discernment. Take time to reflect on your experiences and the teachings that align with your core beliefs. Is it possible that the objective you have been taught to pursue is simply another aspect of the larger illusion? Does the path to true spiritual sovereignty lie in boldly stepping beyond the comforting glow of the white light into the vast unknown? By embracing such questions, you challenge the very fabric of spiritual dogmas and open yourself up to a broader spectrum of understanding, which may result in a redefinition of the destination of your soul's journey. This is not merely an intellectual exercise. This is an essential step towards achieving spiritual autonomy and enlightenment. As you navigate the intricacies of your existence, understanding the principle of vibration can be transformative, as it reveals the unseen forces that shape your reality. Vibration is the fundamental mechanism through which all forms of existence manifest and interact. Every atom, thought, and particle in the universe communicates through vibrational frequency, which determines the form and substance of your interactions. However, this presents a significant challenge. The highest and lowest frequencies in the vibrational spectrum, though diametrically opposed in nature, can appear deceptively similar to the human senses. This paradox can lead to significant confusion and misinterpretation in both spiritual and material matters. For example, feelings of profound peace may sometimes resonate at a frequency similar to deep sorrow. This can make it challenging to discern emotions and spirituality without a deeper awareness of their vibrational source. Please refer to the attached diagram, which visually represents these frequencies. At one end of the spectrum, we find the lowest frequencies, which are dense and slow. These frequencies are often associated with fear, depression, and lethargy. At the opposite end of the spectrum, the highest frequencies, which are fast and subtle, are linked to states of bliss, love, and enlightenment. These two extremes may appear to be similar in intensity and impact on the psyche, yet their nature and influence on one's life are quite distinct. This illustration demonstrates how experiences at similar levels of intensity can be perceived differently depending on the vibrational state involved. A high-frequency state of joy may be perceived as intense as a low-frequency state of despair. However, the former has the potential to elevate one's spirit, while the latter may have the opposite effect, pulling one into the depths of shadow. Gaining an understanding of this concept can provide you with the tools to navigate your path more effectively, enabling you to align your actions with the frequencies that serve your highest good. It teaches you to discern not just feelings, but also the subtleties of these vibrations and their sources. By doing so, you can avoid the pitfalls of vibrational deception and gain a more nuanced mastery of your own energy field, allowing you to steer your life with precision and intent. This knowledge is not merely theoretical, it is a vital asset in your toolkit as you navigate the daily dynamic of energetic interaction with your surroundings. The third and fourth dimensions, which are less visible and often overlooked, present a stark contrast to the elevated planes of higher consciousness. In this context, the energies are characterized by a raw and primal intensity, which can impede the evolution of the soul due to the dense and viscous nature of these dimensions. The third dimension, with which you, the chosen one, are most familiar, is distinguished by its rigidity and adherence to the laws of physical reality. It is a world constrained by the limitations of time and space, where dualities, such as pain and pleasure, and opposing forces, such as light and dark, are in constant interplay. It is in this environment that the soul learns through stark contrast and the experience and overcoming of challenges. However, the true test in this dimension is not merely surviving these challenges, but transcend them. The fourth dimension, which is slightly more elevated, acts as a conduit between the tangible, physical reality of the third dimension and the ethereal, spiritual awareness of the higher dimensions. It should be noted that this realm is notorious for its subtlety and deception. It is a location where energies frequently present themselves as light but are actually tinted with darkness. In this dimension, spiritual awareness is more pronounced, yet karmic cycles frequently ensnare beings. These cycles are repetitive, often automatic patterns that offer the illusion of choice but lack the depth of conscious decision-making found in higher states of existence. In these lower dimensions, souls are repeatedly drawn back by unresolved energies and unlearned lessons. It is a cyclical process where the same issues are presented in different forms until the individual is able to recognize them and resolve them. This lack of conscious choice is a defining feature of this dimension, and it presents a significant challenge for many individuals who embark on their spiritual journey without a clear understanding of the potential pitfalls. It is imperative that you gain an understanding of these dimensions. It enables you to identify the unseen constraints that may be impeding your progress and to perceive the illusions that these lower planes may be creating around your destiny. By understanding the nature of these realms, you can gain the knowledge you need to break free from their cyclical grasp and pave your way towards the liberation and evolution that await in the higher echelons of spiritual reality. The higher dimensions represent realms of profound illumination and sublime wisdom, where the coarse vibrations of the lower planes refine into the ethereal whispers of ultimate truth. As you progress beyond the fourth dimension, you will encounter a spectrum where light not only illuminates but also transcends, manifesting as golden and rose-colored radiance that symbolizes the purity and elevated state of consciousness available within these realms. The fifth dimension and beyond are not merely locations, they are states of being. These states are characterized by light that permeates every aspect of existence with clarity and warmth that is nearly unimaginable to those who are uninitiated. The golden light symbolizes a divine connection, a continuous link between the soul and the universal spirit, indicating an uninterrupted state of awareness and unity with all that is. The rose hue, a gentle yet powerful symbol, represents unconditional love and compassion, which are essential qualities for those who navigate these realms. It is important to note that true enlightenment cannot be achieved through knowledge alone. Rather, it necessitates a profound acceptance and love for all beings. In these higher dimensions, every thought and intention is instantly manifested, reflecting the purity of the soul's desires. This immediacy of creation serves not only as a reflection of one's spiritual maturity, but also as a tool for profound self-reflection and growth. The energies here are of such a quality that they facilitate the elevation of the soul, eliminating all superfluous elements, and allowing the true essence of the self to emerge. It is essential that you gain an understanding of these dimensions if you wish to embark on a journey of spiritual ascension. It is essential to have not only the aspiration to ascend, but also the capacity to transform in alignment with these higher principles. As you embrace the golden and rose light, allow it to inform your actions and serve as a guiding light for your soul's aspirations. This path to ultimate enlightenment is illuminated by the brilliance of higher vibrational existence. It is a path where every step is an act of faith, every breath a renewal, and every moment an eternity of love and light. One of the most significant challenges facing the discerning individual on their spiritual journey is the phenomenon of the false light. This insidious mimicry of divine illumination presents significant challenges, not just to your perception, but to the very essence of your spiritual journey. It is of the utmost importance to understand this deception, as it can create a complex web that even the most dedicated individuals can become ensnared in, hindering their progress and causing them to become stuck in lower vibrational cycles. The false light presents itself as a beacon of truth and enlightenment, which is designed to mirror the characteristics of the pure, divine light that many customers are seeking. However, beneath its outward appearance lies a fundamentally different essence, one that does not facilitate liberation but rather constrains. It exploits the innate longing for light within every soul, drawing them towards what appears to be a source of spiritual progression and joy. However, this light does not facilitate upward mobility towards liberation and higher understanding. Instead, it creates a self-perpetuating cycle of missteps and unlearned lessons, effectively creating a purgatory of the spirit where growth is stunted. The psychological impact of this deception is significant. This can lead to confusion and disillusionment, prompting many to question their inner guidance and spiritual path. The spiritual implications are particularly significant. Individuals who are drawn into this false light often find themselves bound to it, with their energies being used to support the lower vibrational entities that maintain these realms. This entrapment can result in cycles of reincarnation, filled with similar patterns of deception, each cycle further embedding the soul into the dense energies of misunderstanding and illusion. The challenge is to develop the ability to distinguish between authentic and inauthentic sources of guidance. This discernment is developed through deep inner work and communion with your higher self, fostering an alignment that resonates with the frequencies of true enlightenment. As you navigate these challenging circumstances, it is important to remember that your objective is not simply to seek out sources of light, but to understand their underlying principles. It is always preferable to connect with the light that promotes unconditional love, transcendent peace, and the liberation of the soul. These qualities are not replicated by the false light. In your pursuit of spiritual enlightenment, it is essential to exercise vigilance and discernment in order to avoid the deceptive allure of the false light. Identifying this imitation, which masquerades as true enlightenment, is a highly developed skill that is essential for spiritual autonomy and advancement. As you progress further along your path of self-discovery, it becomes increasingly important to be able to distinguish between the false light and the genuine spiritual light. This ability is not just a skill, it is a necessity for your continued growth and development. First, it is important to understand that the false light often appears bright and attractive, designed to attract attention quickly and evoke an immediate emotional response. It promises rapid solutions to profound spiritual issues and presents solutions that seem excessively tailored and convenient. This is the first indication that you should look for. The genuine spiritual light does not impose deadlines for redemption or guarantee an undemanding route. Instead, it encourages a journey of gradual discovery, growth, and sometimes challenging revelations that require time to unfold and integrate. It is advisable to develop a practice of questioning the source and intent behind the spiritual guidance you receive. Genuine guidance will facilitate empowerment, self-reflection, and expansion of consciousness. It encourages inclusivity and a connection that resonates deeply with your core values, without requiring blind allegiance. In contrast, the false light attempts to restrict or limit under the pretext of guidance, frequently resulting in feelings of dependency or a reduction in one's intuitive abilities. Cultivating your inner connection through meditation, prayer, or mindful solitude helps to enhance your intuitive abilities, allowing you to navigate these frequencies through feeling, rather than thinking. It is important to trust the sensations and feelings that arise during these practices. If you experience discomfort, unease, or a sense of urgency, it may indicate that something is not aligned with your best interests. Ultimately, it is advisable to seek confirmation from your own experiences rather than relying solely on external validations. The true spiritual path is characterized by indications and coincidences that validate your progress and align with your core values. When presented with the appealing but ultimately misleading allure of the false light, it is important to remember that the true path often lies in the quiet glow that nurtures your soul's deepest yearnings for growth and authenticity. I encourage you to pursue this path, as it offers a way to circumvent potential pitfalls and achieve genuine spiritual awakening. This journey requires more than mere awareness. It necessitates active involvement in targeted practices that refine your perception, enabling you to differentiate between the numerous frequencies of light you may encounter. It is recommended that you begin with meditation, a technique that has been proven to cultivate stillness and clarity of mind. It is recommended that you focus particularly on heart-centered meditation, which has been shown to open the gateway to your intuitive senses. This form of meditation involves visualizing light entering your heart, expanding with each breath, and filling you with peace and clarity. As you progress further, it may be beneficial to seek guidance or indications from your higher self or spiritual guides. These are entities that operate from the realm of true light. This practice is not solely about achieving tranquility. It is about proactively engaging with higher frequencies that align with truth and authenticity. Furthermore, it would be beneficial to consider the significant advantages of grounding exercises. Techniques such as walking barefoot on the earth or visualizing roots extending from your feet into the ground can help stabilize your energy and protect you from deceptive vibrations. Grounding is a technique that ensures your spiritual explorations are anchored in reality. This provides a balance between ethereal experiences and earthly existence. It is also beneficial to engage with spiritual communities or mentors who have already achieved enlightenment. These connections provide a wealth of insight and practical experience, offering guidance and direction in navigating the spiritual landscape. It is advisable to select mentors who encourage self-reflection and the empowerment of your intuitive guidance, as opposed to those who dictate or impose rigid beliefs. Finally, it is recommended that you adopt a practice of reflective journaling, post-meditation, or spiritual encounters. Documenting your feelings, thoughts, and the nuances of your experiences allows you to gradually identify and address any confusion that might impact your judgment. As time progresses, patterns will begin to emerge, enabling you to distinguish between false and true information and enhance your spiritual discernment. Integrating these practices into your daily routine allows you to sharpen your spiritual senses and forge a path of enlightened understanding. This enables you to navigate complex spiritual realities with wisdom and insight. You are about to embark on a significant journey, not just as a seeker, but as a scholar of the soul. To effectively navigate the complexities of metaphysical concepts, particularly those illuminating the nature of light and dimensions, it is essential to delve into resources that challenge and expand the mind. To begin this journey, we invite you to explore a curated selection of transformative books that serve as gateways to higher knowledge. The book The Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot provides insights into how our perceptions of reality are formed, suggesting a universe that is as mystical as it is scientific. To gain insight into the science of interconnectedness, we recommend Dive into the Field by Lynn McTaggart. Alternatively, you may wish to consider The Teachings of A Course in Miracles, a self-study program that teaches forgiveness as a path to inner peace and the remembrance of the divine. Further enhance your learning experience by enrolling in courses that focus on spiritual and metaphysical studies. Platforms such as the Shift Network and Sounds True provide courses taught by esteemed spiritual teachers who guide students through the layers of consciousness, helping them to decode the subtle intricacies of spiritual dimensions. It would be remiss not to consider the value of self-reflection and meditation as tools for spiritual education. It is important to regularly engage in practices that allow you to reflect on and integrate the knowledge you gain, transforming information into wisdom. This ongoing process of learning and internalizing reinforces your understanding and enhances your ability to apply these truths in your daily life. It is important to remember that the path to higher consciousness is both a process of learning and one of living. As you gather knowledge from various sources, integrate these teachings into your daily life, and allow them to reshape your understanding of reality and your role within it. This is not simply an academic exercise. This transformation aligns you with the higher vibrations of existence, enabling you to ascend to realms of greater light and truth. As we conclude this exploration of the enigmatic realms of light and dimensions, please note that the journey into spiritual awareness is both profound and intricate. The insights gained about the diverse characteristics of light, the misleading appeal of the false light, and the transformative brilliance of authentic spiritual illumination serve as a guiding light for your ongoing pursuit of enlightenment. The narratives and teachings presented are not mere theories, they are pathways that encourage active engagement with your own spiritual process. They encourage you to consider the underlying factors, to challenge the status quo, and to identify the subtle influences that shape your decisions. In each encounter with light, whether in meditation, in nature, or in daily interactions, there is an opportunity to apply this newfound knowledge, test your understanding, and refine your ability to perceive the true essence of spiritual light. Now that you have the tools to make informed decisions and resources to further your knowledge, it is time to take the next step. Please share your experiences and insights with others who are pursuing this path. Your accounts are not simply accounts of events. They are testimonies of a living, evolving journey toward higher consciousness. Embrace this role with courage and conviction. Your words and actions serve as a guiding light, not only for yourself but also for others seeking to transcend the ordinary and touch the sublime. Let this be your mission, to live wisely, discern truthfully, and educate others from an enlightened perspective. In doing so, you become more than a seeker. You become a guide, a beacon of hope and clarity in a world teeming with shadows and light.